So it is all nice and dandy to talk about enlightenment and all of that. You know, to go in your life for enlightenment. But I get requests every day from friends and your friends, Sangha, you know, what can I do? What can I do considering the news that we receive? You know, all the wars that are going on, and all the eruptions and all the distractions, and so just a few days ago, you know, a new war started, and now we see Iran and Israel and Lebanon and Kuwait and Dubai and Sudan and Ukraine and Russia and, you know, on and on and on and on and on. And people feel very helpless. Of course, we feel very helpless. Because we know so many people are profoundly suffering and this terror and, you know, and I have some, there are some Iranians in the Sangha. And where's Dharma? Is Dharma here?
Ik zag haar net.
Huh?
Ja, ik zag haar net. There she is.
Yeah, Dharma. You can hear me, Dharma? Yeah, good. We have some Iranians in the Sangha, and they have family in Iran. So they are deeply concerned, of course. So today Dharma wrote me from Sweden. She is from Iran. She has family in Iran. She said, please, can you do a prayer for Iran tonight? Yes, I can. We can. But let's... there are also people in the Sangha who are from Israel. And there's such a turmoil, you know. And actually we all inhabit planet Earth. So we are all somehow affected, maybe not directly with our families, you know, but somehow we feel, we hear, we see what is going on, this increasing dynamic of destruction and war. So before we will do a prayer, Dharma, but before we take off, let's see what people ask me, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? First of all, we can shut off the news, and then we don't know what's going on, and we just have our friends and going out and a happy life, la la la. But still you know, still you hear what's going on. So either you hear it anyway from your friends or your family, you know, or you hear it on the news. The thing is, can we be open? Can we be engaged and simultaneously detached? Dat is, Elise, niet er helemaal in. Onthecht eigenlijk, onthecht is het eigenlijk. Can we be engaged, that we are open and can feel, you know, what's going on? And can we simultaneously be detached? I think that's the art. That we don't need to close off, and we don't need to drown in identification. Because when we identify, it's just so much, and we become heavy. And we become sad. And we fill ourselves with helplessness and hopelessness. I think that we can do better. So people ask me, maybe you have much better ideas, but if you ask me, this is my suggestion. Be engaged and simultaneously detached. That seems to me a very, very beautiful presence. That we don't have to look away and we don't have to go down in the identification and the misery. So we guys, spiritual people, I don't know what that means to you, but heading for more and more, finding more and more light in yourself. Let's live it. Let's live this luminosity already. You may not always feel it, sense it, know it, but why don't we just spend our days moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment with with a notion of divinity. Like when we take a walk, that you have a notion of the earth being divine. When we open the tap for water, when we see a friend, when we look at the full moon tonight, when we look at the stars, when we see the first flowers of spring, that your focus, where you head with your attention, is on divinity rather than problems. Can you imagine if this is the way you live, moment to moment, moment to moment? The wind that I hear, it's divine. The cat is sitting so lovely taking a sun bath. It's divine. The first leaves on the trees, it's divine. If we give this ourselves all day, this direction, this focus on divinity, that keeps you up and keeps you light and keeps you engaged and simultaneously detached. So observe yourself and be aware, where your tendency is to zoom in. And usually it is on obstacles, on problems, on things like that. And then we try to work on it, to improve it, to get better, to solve it and all of that. Why not let it all pass, our daily concerns? Don't interfere, don't create so much the problems and then have your focus on solving them. Have your focus on divinity. We dedicate yourself, this focus, this presence on divinity moment to moment, simultaneously realize that this is you. There's nothing but divinity. All is divine. And this time on the earth, with so much, that is so explosive, The Seers, the mystics have foreseen this for long, long, long time and have put out in the world warnings, warnings, warnings. Prepare yourself. Stay strong. Hold to your heart. Well, these are my words. Stay strong, hold to your heart. Be prepared, because what is coming, they spoke decades ago, is a massive time of change, of transformation, and it will come with an enormous upheaval. And this is what is happening. It may become much, much, much bigger. We don't know. But what we know is where we can bring our focus, moment to moment. Let's keep it on divine presence of all manifestation. Even the bombs, but we don't need to go there now. Let's bring our attention to the spring flowers. Well, maybe not in New Zealand, but in Europe and America. Yeah. That is my suggestion. That you don't get overwhelmed by hopelessness and helplessness. No, no, no. That you be a beacon of light. By the quality of your being, you be a beacon of light. What a gift for yourself, for your friends, for the neighbors, wherever you go. You stay strong, kind, loving, compassionate, engaged, and not attached. So, be of service. That can be everywhere. To your mom, to your children, to your colleagues, to your friends. Be generous. This is my suggestion, how we can live. So as Dharma put out her request, I would suggest that we go, all of us in our own house, to Medicine Buddha Mantra, the short version. So you will hear it from me, and either you join me, or you do it inside, or you hold another prayer in your heart. And yes, for the Iranians, and yes, for the Ukrainians, and yes, for the Israelis and the Palestinians and the people from Sudan and from Russia. Shall we do it for everybody who is in war? The aggressors and the victims, same.